All right. And we are live. Let's see. Hey, Henry, how's it going? Here we go. Oops. All right, we had a short on the Southern Pacific, but it's rolling now. Let's try and get all the trains rolling here. Just a little bit. Did you guys like run trains and stuff? Sorry, I had to fix a short. The Pensy up top decided to short out on me. It's actually a lot of YouTubers now. I want to find out how to do it. Like do a StreamYard or Streamlabs, not StreamYard, collaboration, so you can like see different people's stuff all over the world. RC cars, okay. Let's see if this engine up top's gonna work. There we go. Yeah, I don't know anything about the RC hobby. Oh, this thing keeps on shorting out. The little Pensy switcher up top. Okay. Yeah, I see that because like I'm not too familiar with RC stuff. I mean, I've had a couple here and there. One of my favorite. Oh man, what was it? One of my favorite RC cars of all time is called like the Mutator. It was like a big deal when I was growing up. Basically, you could convert the car from being like a 4x4 type style to a car or like a low ride car, and by just holding a button. I think I think it was made by Tyco RC, and that was so much fun growing up. We used to run them in the street and stuff, but the funny thing is with the mutator, you could actually get out of the grass and stuff by hitting the mutate button. That would actually rotate the wheels, like the different axle placement. So that was really cool. And then I had another one called I think it was called the Big Claw. It had like a claw on the front. You could tie it to stuff, and it had like a winch. It was all plastic. I mean, they're toys, but it was good memories. I think I'm actually donating those because they were at my parents' place when I was last there. Yeah, I gotta try to find another engine to put up top. I think my Pennsylvania. Here, I'll show you guys. And for anyone watching in the future, you can't see it's behind the ice stall. So I'm running like a little Pennsy switcher up there. It's part of a starter kit that I got, I want to say almost 10 years ago now, and the tender has no weight to it, so it's jumping the track. Hey, O'Gage, how's it going? Running some different stuff up here today. I'll get to that engine up there later. I actually did a video on it was like a starter set shootout between MTH's starter stuff and the Lionel Pennsylvania starter set, like their flyer that didn't have the rail sounds and all that. And I did a comparison and contrast. MTH was much more expensive, but I think you got a little bit more bang for your buck with that set. Yeah, I'm doing well, O'Gage. Just up here, just playing with some trains, doing the Monday-Runday for you guys, and it's been a good Monday. Just busy at work, and then we're getting some winter weather coming in tonight and tomorrow, so I'm all ready for that. Hey, Southern, how's it going? I was gonna say, Southern, you might like the train I'm running on this second track there. Yeah, that's what I do a lot of the time. I'm running this Southern Pacific. What is the number on the 080? 560. Let me go check. Let's see. Yeah, it's 561. So, oh man. Let's see. Yeah, this is what I think. Oh, okay. You just posted a video on your collection. I think you had one of these in your set of stuff. Here, one of these guys. It's 561. It's got the crew figurines and everything. I saw that video of yours. It was awesome. Tyler Null. I'm about to upgrade a vid. Lionel Chief. Yeah, I think the only close thing I'm going to get to a Lionel Chief right now is messing around with some electric railroad stuff, because I want to upgrade the what are they? My two E7 or E8s. I've heard everything from like their E7s, the E9s. They're kind of hard to decipher from the model I have, but I want to upgrade the sound system. Pennsylvania Rail fan. Yeah, same here. I'm actually from Pennsylvania as well. I was running a Pensy up top. I'll put another one up top for you. I've got tons of Pennsylvania Railroad stuff. It's probably my favorite railroad between that and the CNO, the BNO, because I was originally from Baltimore. I got out of there and moved up to southern Pennsylvania of recent, and I love it. I mean, it's different living. I love it. And I'm surrounded by trains. Like, I have a railroad down the street from the house. It's It's been awesome. I've got the old NCR down the street, which runs old school Penske GPs and old school passenger stuff. Let's see. Same engine was my first Lionel train. Not a problem. That video was awesome, man. I love seeing the collection. It was gorgeous. I mean, like the whole collection was just awesome. Yeah, I had lots of good memories with this one too, but I also have some bad memories. The cars in the collection actually, or sorry, the cars in that set kind of broke apart. I had things break off and all that good stuff. Southern, I'm in York County, so pretty much right above the line. So I'm within 40 minutes of Strasburg. I was actually at Steamtown out of Scranton this past weekend. Actually, I think I'm starting to lose it. I think it was, yeah, the weekend before. I'm sorry. I was in Scranton. That's where I filmed Steamtown for the first time in like forever. I mean, I haven't been out there like in 20 years until of recent. So, I mean, it's awesome. But I'm surrounded by railroads. I love it. You know, constantly I hear trains coming in and out of York. I hear like I said, the one down the street. Ordered a new. Yeah, that's the thing, Henry. I'm worried about frying stuff. I mean, I get a short with like one of my post-war engines. Like this is a 1666. I actually found it at my parents' place. I went back to recon some of my stuff, and I found I actually rebuilt this engine. I'm going to run this. It's a little bit loud, but yeah, I love it, and it's all analog. There's no boards. It's just a motor, your reverse unit, some lights. I don't know what this coil of wire is back here. I don't know if that's for auxiliary power or something. Yeah. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Yeah, Nikki's busy at the moment, so it's just me up here. I know that area. I was born in York. I love York. It's a little big little city, so to say. We were actually in town the other day playing at one of the arcades that's down there. It's called like Timeline Arcade. We stopped in, played some pinball. We did some. They have like the Walking Dead game. You like sit in, you use a crossbow. That was so cool because normally at like Ocean City or whatnot, you would go to an arcade and play that game. You'd be there for 20 minutes or whatever, and you're out like $50. So they do like a free play. Like you pay, it's like 25 at the door all day per person. And I love pinball machines, anything electromechanical. I'm all over it. Gage, I have the complete set as far as engine, cars, all intact except for the light car. So yeah, the light car is actually up on the track and the light no longer illuminates. I've soldered it multiple times. I'm going to do a full rewire, and then I might upgrade the beacon to be a rotating beacon. The boxcar had issues with the couplers, and I treat this stuff with like, you know, they're my babies. I mean, I treat this stuff like a museum piece, and everything broke off. Like all the couplers snapped just by running the engine and it came with 3 cars. I think it was the boxcar, the beacon car that did not rotate, and then an unlighted caboose. And I still have all that stuff. And then the tender, the whistle died. So I'm still upset about that. So, yeah, I got to fix the whistle in there. I've got 80-year-old trains that have whistles in them that still work. So I don't understand it. Let's see. Jamie, okay. Not a problem. She might be reading it through she's a mod, so she might be reading everything downstairs. Dinner break now still. Yeah, I can't wait to see that N-Gage collection. It's going to be awesome. I really can't wait to see. And then your layout as well. I've been working on the Facebook page. It's not online yet, so you guys can get in contact or whatnot. Send me pictures of stuff, reach out to me, whatever you guys want to talk about, train or adventure wise, I'm all for it. Or you just want to hang out, have someone to talk to. I'm here for you guys. I'm hoping fall York shows goes planning on attending. I haven't been to train shows up here yet, and I don't think they've happened yet, but the last train show I went, in York was by complete coincidence because we went to the Cabin Fever show, which is like live steam, like putt putt engines. I forgot the name of them. I apologize if you guys are into that. Basically, like early what are they, hit and miss engines? I believe that's what they're called. And we were there for 6 hours. I mean, they have RC cars. They have a big pit. They have RC cars doing like construction digging and people digging holes and a whole pool for like RC and gas powered boats and steam powered boats. It was amazing. And then they do consignment. You can buy like carnival trains. I've seen like 1 foot gauge there, or 18-inch gauge carnival style trains available, almost like they run it like Knoebels or carnivals. I mean, back in the day, it was awesome. And they had a train show at York, and they had that whole outbuilding there on top of Cabin Fever. So we spent probably 8 hours at the fairgrounds that day. It was awesome. O gauge. Oh, hey, Lionel Collector. I'm sorry. Hope all is well. I'm actually running some post-war stuff that I believe you're running with the 2032 you had in one of your videos. Let's see, O gauge. Couplers on mine also went. Yeah, had to glue them, and the cars aren't the best. No light in the caboose. Yep, all plastic. Whistle of mine also crapped out. Yeah, it's so sad. I mean, Lionel, I have no idea what's up with their QC. I'm afraid to buy newer stuff from that. I actually have the catalog sitting on my desk. I actually have the last MTH catalog, which is this right here, the 2020, sitting on my desk up here. And they keep on telling me that they're going out of business. I heard it. You know, I called some O gauge guys today, and I don't know if MTH is going out of business or not. Like, I've heard every dealer say it, but they're not sure what's going on. So, but yeah, actually, I saw this engine at Steamtown. It's I think it's called a mountain or a T1 engine. It's sitting out in their yard. Hey Jay, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We're having tech issues here with trains crapping out and all, but it's all good. And whoops. So this is the Bible I've seen all over YouTube as of now. This is the 2021. There it is in the bottom. 2021 Volume 1 catalog. I'm terrified to open this thing up. I was at a train shop when I was on the road, and the guy just gave it to me. He's like, here, take it, have fun, do whatever you wish. So, yeah, I'm just afraid of the pricing, but the QC has definitely gone down. I'm really nervous about that. MTH, they're still making engines, and that's what I've heard. Yankee or Southern Yankee. There's a couple guys I'll watch on YouTube, like Country Bunkers Trains. He recently bought some stuff from an auction, so I have no idea. I think they're selling out warehouses. I don't know if it's to like raise income to keep stuff going or what, but I've heard that they're selling the tooling, or they're trying to sell tooling to other competitors and all that good stuff. Me and RJ are currently well, one of these days I'll have to get up there and see the layout, Jay. And you know, I'll bring some of my stuff up to run if you want. You know, I've got tons of stuff to mess around with. I'll bring a whole box of stuff you guys can mess around with and run around. I don't care. I trust you guys. And yeah, guys, JP Videos, actually, he just bought an Alaska engine that's gorgeous. I mean, the whole set. I have, where is it? Here it is. It basically is the same color scheme as this little guy here, or GP38 or GP40, I forgot. Making a lot of new stuff. Company is supposed to be, yeah, it's confusing. I have no idea what's going to happen with MTH. I love their stuff. I mean, I've got a few engines from them. The starter sets are awesome. They cost a lot, but you definitely get your money out of it. I mean, I have think I have like 2 or 3 engines from MTH that are still kicking. I mean, they're awesome. One of these days. Have you heard of town of Bloomberg's? I think I forgot. I don't know if I have. It doesn't sound familiar. Oh god, yeah, I was to say RJ's here now too. That's cool. Alaska was a month ago. Whoa, 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 Conrail. Was that O scale or HO? I missed that one. I saw the truck though. The truck's cool. The that work truck that goes on the tracks or whatnot. O scale. Yeah, I missed that. So I'm behind. Sorry, fellers. Yeah, Conrail, I love that blue. That blue is iconic. I told Jay before, they have the old they acquired it back from, I guess, probably through auctions or whatnot, but they have the GP9. They actually converted it to a GP10. So I think it went from DC motors to AC probably in the late 60s or 70s. And they still have a patch of it that's Conrail blue showing through the black, which is pretty funny. I'll get pictures of it and send it to you guys. Track Mobile. Yeah, they have one down the street on the same railway. They just always leave the engine on. Or I was doing a video. I think it was like my first video ever, and I walked by it, and it sounded like someone had the AC running by mistake. So it's probably a whoops moment for sure. It's an old, I think it's an F350 diesel truck. They just leave on the track. They never take it off. Be on the lookout for his live stream this week. I will. I mean, I've had so much stuff going on this week. I actually have a couple adventures planned that I'll reveal to you guys. Let's see. O Gauge. Anything in the Lionel catalog that spikes your interest? Maybe a Polar Express, Sella, perhaps the. So, O Gauge, I haven't opened up the book yet. I've been so busy. I actually thought about doing a video, but then I saw everyone's doing a video on it. Like, there's like, if you just type in 2021 catalog, you get like 200 plus like YouTube videos on it. So I feel like everyone's reading through it. I'll probably read through it, then share my thoughts in a separate video, maybe do like some slides or something of it. But it'd be pretty cool to actually look through it and pay attention a little bit, get on that level. Conroe blue is perfect shade of blue. Remember seeing those as a kid. Yeah, I'm a little bit too young to see Conrail. I mean, I forgot when Conrail went out. I don't know if it was the 90s. I mean, Jay might know, and Jamie might know as well. I want to say early 90s. It was like the last, and I was not around quite to, wasn't around then, let's just say that. But it is a cool color. I do want to get some Conrail stuff. And then after going to Steamtown, I want to get some Lackawanna stuff. I want to get more Erie stuff, and then Delaware and Lackawanna. But yeah, moo. Anything blue looks awesome. Yeah, I agree. I don't have any. I actually gave Jay my only Conrail car. I think it's an 027 car. I was just going through the collection here, and I was like, I know someone that would love this car. I do want a classic Conrail blue, like GP38 or GP40. I would love to get my hands on one of them. I'll say Conrail. No excuses. I've been busy, man. I've been in contact with so many people around to do like adventure stuff, and it's been a really crazy week. I've been messing with you, hoping no. He didn't spoil. It's all good. I'm most likely too broke to buy anything out of the catalog, even like a caboose or something. Most of my collection is I bought it used or at train shows and all that good stuff. Mid 70s to late 90s, if memory serves. That sounds about right. There's a video I posted. Now it's about 2 months ago. I went to an old Pennsy rail shed located outside of Cockeysville, Maryland. That freight warehouse or freight shed was originally a Pennsy. And what happened was that the railroad was cut to go over York Road, which York Road, if you guys are from Pennsylvania, it turns into Susquehanna Trail once you get over the line. So that railroad was actually the same railroad behind, my little town where I live. And that railroad, eventually they just cut it up. And then they created a 4 or 5 lane wide span of York Road. So you had a passing lane or a suicide lane on the middle, then 2 lanes of traffic going north until you get to like Shawan Road, Cockeysville. So that used to be an underpass. So the train would go above the road. They filled it all in. It looks like there's never a train there, but that was the last time I ever saw anything Conrail or any of that stuff around. Early 90s. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't quite around yet. I'm a 90s kid, but I wouldn't have remembered that. Yeah, like I said, I would have loved to see Conrail and some of the remnants of like old Penn Central stuff or Penn Central, or just seeing equipment with Pennsylvania Railroad still on it, like stamped. That would have been so cool. Let's see, what did the train say to the train? I have no idea. Any abandoned tracks near you? I love those videos. So I might as well say it now. So a friend of mine lives in Bel Air, Maryland, which is about 45 minutes south. Was it southeast of where I live now? And I'm actually very familiar of the area. So there's a railroad called the Maryland and Pennsylvania Railway. So he actually gave me some like urban legend stuff of like at one time there was a train crossing what's now a highway. I think it's back near Fork, Maryland, which is all farmland and stuff now. So apparently back in the day, like an old stagecoach or whatnot was hit by a train that was filled with gold and doubloons. So I want to try finding remnants of the railway. It's actually hooked up to Gunpowder State Park, where you have the big falls, which actually follow a lot of the railway behind the house here. But then there's the Little Falls, which apparently had the Mapaw Railway or Maryland, Pennsylvania, which also went through Bel Air, Maryland, Falston, eventually would hit, I think, Baldwin, Maryland, and go all the way down to the Baltimore area. I believe that railroad was abandoned, I want to say the early 80s at like the latest. There's very few things left from the Mapaw. The B&O Railroad actually has a combo car. I believe it's a mail car that used to be used for some passengers, excuse me, passengers and freight, and they would just run that up and down. And there's actually a train shop located in Forest Hill, Maryland, Forest Hill Station. The owner of that just converted the train station into a train shop, which is it's an interesting place. I mean, there's stuff everywhere. The guy's very knowledgeable, and he actually used to be a mechanic on GG1s back in the 60s into the 70s. And I believe up until Amtrak took over, I want to say Penn Central. So he was working on GG1s back in the day. It was his first, I believe it was his first job out of the military, for what he told us. I mean, that's pretty cool. So that's actually one of the announcements. I'm going to film there, and I'm going to plan on going to there's actually another park in Maryland. It's northern Maryland, right where the Susquehanna pretty much crosses Route 1, and it's called the Conowingo Dam. So basically, the Conowingo is a power. That's a sorry, it's an hydroelectric power plant. That's a mouthful. And the power plant basically has a road that links Route 1 to get into Pennsylvania, which parallels I-95. It's a little bit of a hike away. It's about an hour drive. So they also have an abandoned railroad that went from the original Pennsylvania Railroad main line, which is all catenary, because they used to ride or run GG1s from Washington D.C., which is the extent of the Pennsy. From what I know, they would run engines from Washington to Philadelphia on that same line. So when the I believe one of the stimulus projects went through from the Great Depression era, the hydroelectric dam was part of that power. I believe it was some type of compact between the government and local, locality to basically bring in income for jobs and such during the Depression. And they built the Conowingo Dam. And I believe it was completed, I don't want to be quoted on this, I think 1929 was when the dam was completed. It took several years. So they built a stretch of railroad track from that main line to the dam, and they just left it there. It's just sitting there. It's amazing. And the cool thing is, this time of year, even though it's freezing cold out, you can see so much more stuff. There's ruins, there's a bridge, they called it a trestle, but it's really just an old girder bridge with two I-beams that run underneath. There's also a couple switches in the woods. You can kind of trailblaze because everything's dormant. So I plan on going there Saturday. If not, I'll be going to the Mapa. So definitely check those videos out. The Mapa might be a little bit harder to do because I'm going to have to do some aerial photography work to figure out where things were and where they were going, so to say. There's a couple of other cool finds up there in Forest Hill area and Bel Air, but I don't want to run into private properties and all that. If it's county land, cool, that works. But out there, it's a little bit more rural, so I don't want to get in trouble or get hurt. So here's some of these comments. Can't wait to see it. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to get out there. The last one was at Susquehanna. Was 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't want to give away too much information, but the tracks, let's just say Hurricane Agnes did it did quite the trimming of the tracks, let's just say that, and they left it, so it's really cool. Jamie, trying to think of the last time I saw a Conrail car or engine. Can't remember, been a decade or two at least. I mean, the last time I've seen a Conrail car, it's not very fair to say, but Pennsylvania Railroad Museum. That's the last time I saw anything Conrail, and you can actually go in their engine and play around with the controls and all that. Pretend you're driving the train, Unfortunately, I didn't get to do that this year because of all the restriction and pandemic restriction that's out there for museums and stuff in Pennsylvania. It's really, really sad. But yeah, Steamtown was cool. We were there for almost 4 hours looking around at stuff, and there's just so much to do, even just looking at stuff and filming. And then we went to the Trolley Museum. We didn't really film at the Trolley Museum. They were they were closing, so we didn't want to be rude. So after they said, "Hey, we're shutting down," they're canceled. Very bummed. Hoping it gets better. Yeah, I hope it gets better soon too. I mean, I really miss. I was talking to Nikki about this, and because we drove out to get some stuff, and I miss it. It's depressing. I miss going to even just roadside stuff and just hanging out. A lot of museums and stuff as well. They're just shut down. I miss just being free. Like this year, I didn't feel comfortable riding at Strasbourg on the trains, and it was kind of sad. I've done that for many, many years, and everything was booked up anyways. And even the train down the street, they usually hold probably 60 to 70 people on a train ride, but now they can only fit 30 people on 3 cars. They're not making any money either. So it's kind of sad. Um, you know, and they're a nonprofit as well. So they're trying to make as much as they can, um, trying to stay alive because they're nonprofit. So it's awesome. But yeah, let's see if I can get some stuff running here. I'll type to you guys. It's going to be kind of loud. So on my first track today, let's see. Up top, I still have to change out that engine. And down here, I actually have this New York Central tender with the steam sounds or train sounds that is probably from, I want to say 2005 or so. And that was one of my first starter sets growing up. First starter set that I actually bought with, I believe my dad and I bought it, but we had other trains before then. But this is like my first O scale tender with train sounds. Sorry, I'm late on the comments here. Sorry, I read that one. Red Caboose Motel. That would be awesome. I'm fortunate enough to live close to Strasbourg, so like going out there isn't too bad of a feat or a drive. I used to be about an hour and a half away when I lived in the Baltimore area. It was still a beautiful drive. We would drive up there, and then when we were younger, we used to go to like Fry's nursery. They used to have Christmas trees and all that good stuff. They used to sell trains there too. Now it's an empty lot because we would take Route 1, actually go across the Conowingo Dam, go past the nuclear power plant that's out there. I think it's called Peach Bottom. We would drive out that way and then just keep on going north till we hit Strasbourg. Oh, wow. You actually stayed there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool. I understand that. I wouldn't mind staying in a caboose overnight. I think it'd be kind of cool. I just don't know I wonder what amenities they have. If they have like a stove and stuff, I'd go full on railroad and bring like Jiffy Pop. Bring some like Jiffy Pop and some like moonshine or something and, act it out. I'm a goof. I mean, that's what I would do. I mean, then sit there all day and watch trains go by. That'd be the coolest. Let's see. I got to find another engine to run up top. I'll be right back in a second here. Let's see. Turn the brake wheel. Yeah, the good thing is with brakes, I believe air brakes are locked when they're not activated. So like if the train, I'm not exactly sure of basically how brakes work. It's different, but I believe when there isn't any air applied, I think they're activated. I'm not exactly sure if that's true or not, but that's from what I've heard when like air brakes, at least before. Pennsylvania Railroad. Yeah, I'll find something Pensy up top. I'll run something Pensy up there or down on the main lines down here. The upper track's giving me some issues. I actually had some wiring issues happen. I don't know if it's because of heat. The heat kicked on up here or whatever, but I had some wiring issues earlier. Yeah, I'll find something Pensy to put down here. Here, I'll swap that out. Let's see. Here, I'll put a K4 down here. That's as Pensy as you can get. Between that and a GG1, or if I had a Decapod, I'm looking at getting one of the Decapod Pensy engines. They're also very classic. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, it's actually my MTH Proto Sound 1 Decapod, or sorry, not Decapod, K4. Oh God, a baby K4. I mean, this one's a baby K4. This is a I'm assuming this is 027. It's not to scale. I mean, neither is this this Hudson on my main line here. Yeah, I run some trains for you guys. Any comments I'll type back. It's gonna get pretty loud, but it's all good. I do have some scale stuff. Sorry, the K4 leg completely detached from the tender. It's really weird. I think I found the problem. My trailing wheels were up. So scale stuff. I actually have I think my E here, I'll type it in. So say my my rail sounds tender on this post-war guy. Um, it doesn't do it any justice to the MTH stuff. It's just so much louder. I mean, this little, well, I think I locked the E unit on here. It's a little, it slips. So basically, it'll be going forward, and it just slips into neutral or a reverse. So it just needs to be taken apart and clean. I haven't been in this engine in probably good 10 years or so. It just needs a little bit of a touch up. But I think this guy was built in the, I think late 40s. It actually has the same type of motor that's inside of a 1668, which is a pre-war. And actually, I finally have that engine up here. And this is also a K4. According to what I've read, this is just a streamlined K4. Here, I'll get a better shot for that. All right. Excuse me. So, actually, this is the 3-wheel version that I have, the 3 drive wheels. And if you look at if you look at the motors, they're actually about the same. There's earlier versions of this that only have 4 drive wheels. And then they all have the front leader wheels and the trailing wheels. But the 1666 behind it, this guy there, I have a couple earlier versions of the 1666 that run the same type of motor. It's just they added all this extra, all the extra detail with all the brackets and stuff. This one does have a like the drawbars here. Looks really cool, but it's all kind of hidden because of the shell compared to this. It's very detailed. They even have lanterns up here, like little gems, and detail on the hot boxes and all kinds of drain work and air tanks. I don't know where I think the compressor in the mold is on the other side. I'm not sure, but it's pretty cool. Definitely scale size, not as much, not as far as detail. Yeah, the E7 or E8s that I have on the shelf, they're pretty awesome. I love the detailing. I'll bring them over really quick. I think they're the largest engines I have on the Train Garden. It's actually why I installed 042 turns on the outer. I should have gone 072. I just ran out of room up here. So maybe eventually I'll have an 072 loop, which would have to go, I'll move the camera over. It'd have to go somewhere on this side here. It's going to be quite the conversion for the layout for sure. Yeah, definitely prioritize what you have first, then go from there. Like the I want to say everything that I have out of my Williams collection runs flawlessly. It's just lacking in like the train sounds, and the whistles and the horns are all the same. The bells are kind of weak, but they run great. They're great runners. This post-war engine in front of me, if you guys are starting up in Lionel, and anyone watching this in post, if you're new, get something old like this to start out with. It's not to scale, but it's a collector piece. Has great detailing. They pretty much will last forever if you just drop some oil in it and make sure that it's clean on the inside. They're very easy to work with. Actually, I get something a little bit more simpler than this, because when you take these guys apart, you have to worry about all these details, and they're all connected to your shell. So get something a little bit more simple, maybe like a Scout, a Lionel Scout, if you can find one. Very easy to take apart, very easy to clean, or even something like the K4 here. You take the shell off by just popping off, these couple of screws, and then on the top side here, there's a screw, and the whole thing just pops off. So it's very easy to maintain. Williams engine are built like tanks. Yeah. The Southern Pacific that I was running on the inner, that's a Williams engine. The Yeah, I'll bring one of the E7s, or they're either not exactly sure what they are. They're either E7s, E8, or E9s. So I apologize for that. I During another video, I actually had the actual description of it correct. I apologize for that. Yeah, that's how I got started in trains too. My dad had his grandfather's pre-war number 248, which is like a box. It looks like a toaster. I took that apart. Basically, what happened was he had the motor of a 1688, which is here. I'll put one up on the table. So my dad liked to take stuff apart as a kid and repaint stuff, which is fine. I mean, I've done it. I'm guilty of it. This one I still need to repair, so that's why it's, oh my God, it's rough. So he took the motor out of 1688, and this is a 1688E, which means, well, it's hard to say because a lot of times it means it has an E unit, which is your reverser for anyone watching this. And anytime you usually see E, it usually means it has an E unit. But I've had engines that do not have E units in it and say E. And I've heard multiple things. I've heard that it was just left over, they would put it on, or it was built in different places all over, the East Coast. I'm not exactly sure. But he took the motor out of here and placed this in a 248, which is kind of similar to a 252, which I ran the last live stream. So he took that out and Frankensteined it. So when I was in I'd say late middle school years, a million years ago now, I fixed it. I found a 248 motor and placed, excuse me, I actually found it at a train show. It was in a rust bin. This guy was like, you can take it, for $1. He's like, I don't care. Just get it out of here. So now I have a fully restored 248. I've got another 248 that's orange that's in the shop. I mean, it's super cool. I actually took the motor out of a out of the 248 and placed it in one of my 1688. So it's back home. It's weird how that is. It's like transplanting and everything. Super easy to do. Pennsylvania Railroad Keystone Flyer. Was that your first engine ever? Or is that Lionel or American Flyer? I'm sorry. Thinking E8s. You know what? Probably. I'll get those on the track, like I said. And thank you so much, Jamie. Yeah, these are my favorite trains that I own. I have about, it's gonna sound horrible, I have, I think, 12 of these, all different. I have every variation that I can find. And a lot of them, you can see how this is broken off. It's actually very common to find like this broken off, and the headlamps. Like this has these gem headlamps. A lot of these are broken off. And what else? There's a bunch of things that you find. If you guys ever find these at like antique shops, usually you're missing your pickup pins or your pickup. They're not rollers, they're just tabs. And these easily pull out. You can just take a screwdriver and stick it in there. Sorry, I can't get a good shot here. Underneath the flange, it's hard to see, but you literally just stick a screwdriver in there and these pop out. So a lot of times you'll find a motor will be completely bare on the bottom. So you'll be missing these, but these are super easy to find, these tabs. Don't be afraid. I mean, you can find these at train shows, usually other motors and stuff that are falling apart. Just, like I always say, I want to make a shirt that says, always look under the table for train show stuff. Yeah, I've got to do some work on this guy for sure, but it's mostly here other than I'm missing the lamp there. The other one, that's what the other one looks like. It's kind of faded. I have replacement aftermarket headlamps. The lens is there too. That's another thing that's usually missing on these. Usually these would pop out because all kinds of stuff. I mean, kids used to run these in the walls and all that good stuff. So yeah, 12. I want more. 12 is not enough. I have more engines. I have more 1688s than tenders. I only have one of these guys though, a six-wheel drive. I want more. They're kind of hard to find. And the biggest thing with these models, I'll eventually get to that E8 on the shelf. You guys got me busy. Got me busy talking here. So this is the coolest thing with these. I'm actually going to do a video to try to document this. So automatically when I look at these, so here's your E unit, this little switch here. And the biggest issue or the biggest anomaly that I find with these engines is that this one, you can see the E unit is up here. So your reverser, is up here. So when you go to find a motor, I know these are two different wheel set. Here, I'll find a, this one's also silver. This is one I've actually been through and replaced a lot of the parts in it. You can see on the front, someone actually painted a Penske logo on there. I think I brought this out last week. So these are the same. You can see that the, here, move this over a little bit. The E units are the exact same spot, like here and here, your little tab. What gets complicated or complex or complicated is when you get the engines to do this. I'll grab one of the older. These guys are heavy too. So this is when it gets complex. You have a 3-wheel or 6-wheel. So let's get a shot here. So I have a 6-wheel, and this one's called a 1668. This one's a 1668E. Now this is when it gets complicated. So I've got a 6-wheel, right? And I've got this one here. That's all silver, looking nice. This is the catalyst of the meltdown here. So they've made them in different color schemes. Like this one's a silver. This one's called the black gunmetal, and these are all called like torpedo engines. That's what I've seen them listed as and all that. And the crazy part is when you get into this. So this engine, the E unit's here in the center. You push this 1666 back. So now when you move this one in, look where the pin's at now. You're in the back. And here you go. There's both in shot. So it might actually help I'll spin this guy around. So when you go to repair one of these, I know it doesn't look that much of a difference, but basically your end of the cast is here on this. Then you have about 1.5 inches or so to this E unit. So this E unit's in the center of the motor compared to this one's all the way in the back. And you guys, there's a perfect shot on the screen there. So when you go to replace one of these motors or do any type of work, you're going to run into this problem. It's like, okay, 1988, where you find a shell that's completely destroyed because these shatter. I mean, if you drop them, they explode into like 1 million pieces, or they just shatter into giant chunks. You can't really do this stuff. It's almost like a excuse me. It's trying to reconnect me here. There we go. So when you can actually see these are actually blown out. Like I said, this is very common to see. When you go to replace these motors, it's going to be a headache because you can't move the E unit because you have like your coil and stuff is in the center of this one, and your motor is probably up here on this one. So yeah, it's a mind blown like issue I've had for like the past 15 to 20 years trying to replace these guys and fix them up. You know, just being a little kid, my dad would say, okay, let's go to the train show and we'll try to find the parts for this. Then we find it and it's like, okay, well, this is the wrong motor. So I had a whole box of 1668 parts. Eventually it just became my favorite. And the first engine him and I repaired, I actually showed last week. It's under the table. They run great and they're just kind of a pain. All right. I missed two comments here. If I ever see one for sale, yeah, definitely let me know. I think it's really weird. Some guys at train shows will sell them for way over what they should be worth. I mean, they're gorgeous engines. They're um, great collectible engines, and they usually come with a set of tin plate cars that are, like the Baby Ruth cars, your Sunoco tanker car, your tricolor caboose, or like the old stamp caboose, which everything's like I don't know what type of decal it is, but they did like this perfectly placed like riveting. I actually have the cars for this black one up here with me. Yeah, I love the silver. They're really cool. The black, I'm not exactly sure which one is older. I think the black ones are older. It was these were made, I think, I want to say from 33 or 34 to 37, and they're Lionel. And that's around the same time. It was like the streamline craze. Everything had to be streamlined. And this engine is actually mimicking the K4, which is right behind it. This engine here. So everything had to be, streamlined. I love the streamline era. They had some of the craziest looking space age looking engines. They, just sitting on the tracks, looks like they're going like a million miles an hour. Such a great time in railroading. These are some of the cars that the black engine came with. You have a New York Central caboose, and all this detailing is painted on or some type of stamping. I'm not exactly sure. And here's the Baby Ruth caboose, or sorry, boxcar. Geez, it's a boxcar, and has the interesting hook compared to a lot of the other pre-war engines. Just have the clasp type of coupler on there. Yeah, I'll actually, I'll take the, let's see. I'm going to take these engines off. I don't want these going anywhere. All right, then I'll actually move that guy up. Yeah, with the 1666 that I was running with this little coal train here, I got it from a hobby shop, and basically the guy was like, "Hey, I got this train in a box." He's like, "Do you guys want it?" And I think my dad was like, "How much is it?" He's like, $50, just take it. He's like, "I don't want it. It was a repair." I don't know if the original owner passed away or they couldn't pay for the work. I think the hobby shop actually rewound the motor, but the guy couldn't pay for it, and it was left on like consignment in a way, I guess. But yeah, the guy was like, "Just get it out of here." It's like $50, just take it. And that hobby shop is no longer around, unfortunately. That was located in the Towson area near Baltimore. I'm trying to find a tender for that engine. Might actually use. Here we go. So yeah, these engines don't really have a lot of pulling power. Say this is before magnet traction, so you're left with the sheer weight of the engine and the motor to do all your work. Magnet traction really changed the game because it just gave your engine a little bit more tractive effort. Let's see. Yes, this might be way too heavy for this guy. We'll find out. Let's see. I think I locked the E unit on this engine as well. All right, we'll see here. Here we go. Let's see if we can get around the track. Yep. Excuse me. It's got some wheel slip. Yeah, I would have loved the Streamline era as well. It's just a crazy. Sorry, I was like slipping around the curve. It's just a crazy time in railroading. I loved all that stuff, and a lot of those engines were scrapped or completely stripped because they're like, we can make money off the scrap. I think that engine's doing pretty good for being almost, a little over 80 years old. I think it's done pretty well. Yeah, I've only seen a handful of Streamline engines. The CNO, I forgot the name of theirs, but the B&O Railroad Museum has one of the CNO surviving Streamline engines. I forgot the name of it. MTH has a model of it as well. But that thing just looks like a boat. It looks like a spaceship. You should get a Thomas O scale. Maybe. I had the wooden Thomas train stuff growing up. And it was all wooden. And then they found out that they had lead in the paint when I was in high school. And I'm like, that explains everything. Don't recall ever seeing a Streamliner run in person. Been around trains my whole life, so when I was very young, I'm not sure when they stopped running a lot of Streamline stuff. I would say maybe like the 50s or so, because I think they were just realizing how much money they're sinking into trains and how much weight and extra flashing and stuff. Yellow belly. Is that the name of the engine? That's pretty cool. Or is that like the slang name for it? Being a rare as a kid, I want to return. The B&O is an interesting museum. It's not as big as the Pensy Museum, but there's a lot of history. I know they self-claim it. It's like the first railroad in the United States. I'm not sure if that's correct or not, but I think they advertise it as like the first railroad in the United States. Whoops. Yeah, these cars are pretty heavy. These are all post-war, starting from this is like a borderline MPC era tender. It's, I want to say early 60s tender. It's a complete copy of what I have with the whistling tender, but this little guy could not haul the whistling tender around. Let's see. Oh yeah, they also run some demonstrations now on the turntable. Well, before the whole COVID stuff happened, they used to run a bunch of demonstrations on the actual turntable in the the roundhouse. The B&O actually has a roundhouse for anyone who hasn't been there, and it's basically it was their original car shop for coaches. It was a coach repair shop, light duty roundhouse that was man powered. There's a little hatch you'd have to get up and push inside this like hatch, pushing the roundhouse around. It was crazy. They have a Plymouth engine over there. I believe it's from Domino Sugar, because Baltimore used to have, or they still have, the Domino Sugar plant. It was a switcher that was used for just moving cars around. It was a little Plymouth, same as my Strasburg Plymouth that I have up on the shelf. And Stewartstown Railroad has a Plymouth, and they ran the Plymouth on the turntable and they moved it around by it was all manpower. It was amazing. Um, but yeah, that was like a year ago, right before the COVID stuff really hit. And I think Nikki and I were there. It was cold. I remember that. So that was before I actually started doing YouTube stuff and started filming and running trains and all that good stuff. Yellow Belly Hudson. Okay. Yeah, I love that engine. You can actually see a lot of the detailing if you walk underneath like the skirting and stuff of the engine. I think it's all made of stainless steel, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a stainless steel skirted engine, and I think it only ran for a few years before they decommissioned it because of the diesel stuff. So really sad. They built this beautiful engine. It's like all of a sudden, okay, diesels are here. Late 50s or late 50s. Because I think the 1309 they're repairing up at Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, that is a 1950s Baldwin. I can't wait to get up there and see that. Yeah, eat COVID stuff. Yeah, the COVID stuff really put a damper on the summertime for sure. We still got to places. I mean, we got out to Knoebels like twice, and they were just running one train, and it was like I can't wait to get back when everything isn't shut down. They actually gave us like the free tickets or whatever. What was it? It was like a voucher because we went some week and it was like really busy, and they gave us like a voucher for I think May 1st or something like that. So can't wait to get back there and use that. Maybe when schools are in session, Nikki and I will get up there before all the kiddies get off of school. So I'll have the park to myself. Yeah, I hope COVID's gone soon. It has been challenging, and it's like I said before, it's been very depressing. Like I want to get out and explore and not have to worry about all that stuff. And the plus of it, plus wearing a gaiter and stuff outside, there's like an advantage to that. Like last weekend, we weren't freezing our faces off, but as soon as we got inside, it was like hot, and it was like, oh man, it was awful. Because I would wear a gaiter and stuff hiking. Actually, the picture on my channel was at the channel cover page or whatever. That was actually taken in January after we had a couple inches of snow. It was freezing, and I wore a gaiter the entire trip. And I took that picture 5 years ago, but I can't wait till that's the only reason why I wear a gaiter or a mask is if it's cold, or what they call it, bear clava or whatever. But yeah, all that good stuff. But yeah, I gotta get something running on the top track. Let's see. I'll run this. I'm gonna swap it out. I'm gonna swap this guy out for something cool. Well, this is cool, but something different. Let's see. Here, I'll swap it out for a larger streamline engine. I just gave it away by showing you guys the tender, but let's see. Yeah, this engine eats turns. I mean, ideally, I need a 072 loop for these guys too. There you go. The steam turbine, yeah, I can put that on the middle track. Want to check on the smoke unit of this of the J class running around. Yeah, she needs smoke fluid. And the transformer I'm running, it's an MRC power AC, but sometimes it doesn't get up to the amperage I need because the Williams stuff runs off of DC motors. So when you go to run your stuff using typical Lionel power or Lionel AC or whatever, O-scale AC, the amperage doesn't go up that high, so you don't get the smoke unit to work and all other stuff. This one might just be dry. Let's see. Should start to smoke. Or not. Yeah, I'll grab the turbine. That's another Pensy. Hey, Henry, I'll see you later, man. Let's see. Also, I think my polarity is switched on the track, which doesn't help. That's why it's starting up in reverse. That's my fault. I was doing some tests earlier on some power stuff. Let's see. Yeah, like I said before, basically I had some issues with stuff shorting out, and it wasn't fun. Not fun at all. Yeah, I'll grab the turbine if I can find. Should be it should be up on the shelf. What's that? It's so many wheels. Train only has like what's that, 6, 10, 16 wheels. I mean, let's see. Gotta add more smoke fluid to the turbine engine. There we go. I'll grab something for up top. There we go. Now we're smoking. There we go. I'll just leave that up there. All right. Up top, I'm going to see if my Strasbourg Plymouth can do it. I don't know if it can, but we shall see. Oops. See if this little Plymouth can do the job. Nope. It's shorted out. All right. Let's see if this will run again. All right, the little Plymouth is trying its best. Little Strasbourg engine number 1. Yeah, it's definitely a little engine that could. It's about as fast as he can go as well. So I feel bad, but oh well. I was gonna say I'm gonna replace it so I don't burn it out, but Yeah, I love these Lehigh Valley cars as well. They are they're actually all post-war. Let's see. Maybe a better look at these. Try to get the engine to crawl. Probably not because these the curves in there. And actually, I think this car. So anyone interested in doing scale stuff, and every car in this train that I have here, all the Lehigh Valley stuff, and then the little New York Central gondola car. I believe this is a scale car, and this is from the 50s. Compare it to the other hoppers, you can just see how much larger that hopper is. And actually, like, I can't pull the train back. Here, I can actually, you can see the one in frame there. It's a lot larger. And then when you get to the other cars, like the one behind it, excuse me, it actually has the same exact lettering and everything. Like it says capacity, what's that say? 100,000. I believe that's right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's hard to see. And all the capacity and your limits and everything are all the same. And I believe this is a scale replica of a car from way back when. Same exact trucks, same exact wheel trucks as this. It's just a little bit larger car. And then the caboose on this train I put together here is a post-war caboose as well that I've recently picked up. Here, I'll move the train up. Whoops, wrong train. I'll get it in shot for you guys. There you go. We'll light it up. This caboose was sought after, from what I read and everything. I thought it was interesting because it had the battery boxes, like these boxes here that would have held like your communications equipment and all that, and all the batteries, and for all that, probably like telegraph and then eventually radio. And also the smokestack was cool. And then I just like, I don't know, something about the Lionel L. Apparently these were very sought after. It's a 6457 caboose. I wasn't too sure of it. I picked it up. I think it was like $4 or $5. I did some work to it. It needed some TLC on the wheel sets. But after that, I mean, it runs great. It was squeaking, so I just added some, what was it, like electrical lubricant stuff. And I think it was the wheel for the roller underneath. Yeah, I love that engine. Up top, I'm going to see if I can run my switcher. So my little C&O switcher up top. Whoops, going the wrong way. Yeah, it jumped. I think there's something with the what do you call it? The front coupler. It's got too much resistance on it, and then the car behind it doesn't have enough weight to hold on, so to say. So I'll just run the stuff down here. Gotta try to figure out why the J class isn't smoking. I'm starting to think the smoke unit on this J class has died on me. So it's pretty common with Williams stuff, unfortunately. Yeah, see, I have no smoke on here. It runs super smooth though, so I mean I can't complain too much, but probably just needs a new smoke unit. All right, so I changed something out in the main line that I know that actually works really well. It's a fan favorite. There we go. Yeah, these are my favorite diesels on the layout. And oh, excuse me. I think they are. I believe they're E8s or E9s. I couldn't get the right name of them for like all night, but one of those. They're giants. See if and they also have the Mars light on top that kind of glows. I'll actually turn my camera brightness down a little bit so you guys can see that. Well, yeah, these are great running engines. They're all Williams. So both of the this A unit and then this one, it's a powered and then a non-powered A unit. They look awesome, and I'm actually, let's see. So the sound system in these is actually pretty weak, and I'm actually going to upgrade them hopefully soon to a what's it called, electric railroad, and they basically make all kinds of custom stuff. You can put um, reverse units in for TMCC or I believe Lion Chief. They're licensed by Lionel to basically make their control systems, their sound systems. So it works with 3-rail O gauge, and if you run anything with AC in it, it's so cool. So if you have like an old engine like that old 1666, you could actually get the electric railroad reverse unit, apply that to your engine, so then you can use it with command control. So if you have older stuff, you want to convert it, they're they'll be there for you. They're a little expensive, but I understand it takes a lot of work and it's all custom, pretty much all custom. I believe they're custom pieces or custom circuit cards. They're not mass produced overseas or what. I believe it's one guy who makes them who's licensed. So, and I think they're out of California. I reached out to him today. I was like, hey, I'm interested in buying one of your sound chips. Will it work with my conventional stuff here? So this is my first candidate of the sound system stuff. I'm going to be purchasing the next couple weeks or so. It's about $100 to get the sound system. That includes your speaker, your circuit cards, everything you need in the kit. I'm going to keep the electronic reverser in here and just going to upgrade the sound. So because the horn on here is pretty weak. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, you have no control over the horn at all. You don't have any, like when you push this button, you can see in the frame over here, when you push the button, it just runs that horn program. You don't get any control over the frequency or whatnot. It just plays a horn. The bell, if it will do it, it's got, there it goes. Oh, it's very chalky sounding. So I want to get something sounding great because these engines are beautiful. They have all this detailing. They have, like I said, they have the Mars light up here. Actually, this guy here is your Mars light. It basically just glows. But yeah, I want to upgrade these to have a great sound system. Maybe put a smoke unit. I'm not sure. I don't want to screw up any electronics with smoke fluid if I miss or whatever. And I believe the exhaust port would be back here. All your venting here on the side, you can see right through. So eventually I do want to put LED lights in there so they shine through like where each unit is. Here, I'll show you guys really quick. So there's like a door back here. Maybe put some LEDs in there, make it look like it's working. Yeah, I want to get these, they're the top of my fleet. This is one of my favorite AA sets that I have. And the other one's my post-war 2032s, which I have two of those. I love to upgrade them with some cooler lights and placard lights and stuff like that. I have a non-powered N-gauge version of those, but the blue looks lighter. They might be like the grayish blue. They did all kinds of paint schemes. This is like I believe this is the royal blue paint scheme. It's classic B&O, but they did all kinds of other paint schemes like gray and lighter blues. This is a lighter blue here than the blue striping here. B&O, beautiful. Thanks so much. Yeah, these are giants. I mean, I think these might be to scale. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think they're 027 because they do hang over the track a little bit, and I don't know. I no longer have the boxes. I didn't keep any of the boxes of the Williams stuff. It's just, it is what it is. A grayish blue, like the royal blue, better though. Yeah, I like all the B&O stuff. That's what I grew up around. And while I have this B&O out, I'm going to switch out the turbine engine for. I always forget the name of this. It's a GE engine. I'll look it up really quick. It's not fair to you guys. I don't know all this stuff. Wait, how do you say your name? Is it Weekend Sanity? Oh, Wicked Insanity. I'm sorry. That's an awesome name. How's it going? That is true. I've actually one of my goals for this year was to actually kind of study different engines and such. Like it trips me up. Like steam engines, they're a little bit harder to basically classify sometimes. Like you have your classics. Like I know a lot of Pensies, they have like your K4s, you have your Decapods, and then you have your Hudsons, like New York Central Hudsons are very famous. Like I know the basics, but trying to get into what is what, that is the goal of mine. I actually want to get a book on how to decipher it. But I just looked it up. It's a U36C with the Western Maryland chassis system. Uh, I guess it's like the rainbow pattern. It's beautiful. I'll put that on the center track. Burnt your finger on low temp hot glue gun. Oh geez, yeah, I've done that before. Um, in the next coming weeks, I'm actually going to run my live steam engines that are stowed away underneath the platform, and I have scarring on my hands from that. They will burn. It's like forged in fire. It will cut. No worries. I have a bunch of learning to do. It's my main goal of this whole experience is to really just learn about what engines are out there. Like at Steamtown, they had a bunch of Alco engines that were across the street for the Delaware Lackawanna. They were gorgeous engines. They looked different for what I'm used to seeing because I'm used to seeing GM or GE engines down in the Chesapeake areas or Chesapeake region. We didn't have a whole lot of Alco stuff. I don't know if that's because of the regional area or they just weren't buying them. But yeah, I really want to learn this stuff. I want to learn what Alco stuff is and all that. Um, oh, geez. Yeah, that was me last week. I had to paint. I painted my bathroom downstairs. I painted a vanity while I was watching another live stream. I was actually watching. Jamie might know. I was watching Sunday Night Live while painting. It wasn't this past Sunday. It was Sunday before. Painting a vanity. I made a mess. It was awesome. Alco Growl. Oh yeah. Yeah, they were awesome engines. They were loud. I loved it. It was Delaware Lackawanna. Really cool looking railroad. I want to pick up a couple of their pieces for sure. Milwaukee Road Train Engineer. That's awesome. I've never met anyone around that area before, so that's cool. I'm welcome to the channel. If you guys have any cool stories, I'd love to hear it with Milwaukee Road. Because like I said, where I grew up, we mostly just had B&O, B&O, Pennsy, Amtrak, Conrail, Pensen, all that stuff. Retired bodyman, it's a thing you used to do. Seam sealer. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I recently got into painting stuff and fixing up the house. So I'm learning all kinds of cool tricks, and I'm lucky enough that my dad's it sounds horrible. He's an amateur carpenter. He wasn't trained, but he was trained by many other people. He just doesn't have, he's not a master carpenter, but if he took the classes or whatever certs you would need to do that, he would pass it flying colors. He's amazing, amazing carpenter and engineer. I started learning mostly reading and Northern. I'm sorry, reading. That was bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't see the words after it. Reading and Northern. Luckily, they have model of these. Yeah, that was so cool. So the Delaware Lackawanna has, it said like Alco, and I completely forgot what engines I saw. It was so bad, I forgot. But they had it printed on the, right underneath the cab window. So I was like, I even said it in the video I shot at Steamtown. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, please check it out. It was a really fun location to film. When we were leaving, I caught an engine. I couldn't get up close enough. It was just coming in too fast, and I was too slow and cold. So before he left, he had all of us kids view the new train. It was scary. Oh, wow. Yeah. I have a couple of friends that had family that worked for the B&O. Actually, I have an uncle who worked. His father or his grandfather worked on the B&O as a boiler. I think he was an engineer. He worked his way up. He was some type of boiler expert or something like that, and then he became an engineer of a freight train. Had a bunch of crazy stories to tell. I can't imagine what those guys went through before. You're in a steam engine, then all of a sudden you get to this. You come home, you're not covered in soot and coal and oil. You're just covered maybe with some grease or something, or smelling like diesel fluid. N-scale scenic ridge, nearly done. Do you have videos of that? I'd love to check that out. I started getting into the scenery stuff with this layout. Excuse me. A lot of this stuff is just woodland scenic and styrofoam and just some other stuff that you'd look at and say, oh, that's not really for train stuff. And you kind of rink or tinker or you use what you have, first, and then you go from there. Go look at the Alcos last week. I haven't seen them in person yet. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was off the grid last weekend. I was filming up there. Or I keep on forgetting. It's not this past weekend, weekend before. No useful cam, just on my Amazon wish list, though. With cameras and stuff, I mostly just film with my iPhone 8. Like, I'm behind, 5 or 6 models. Right now, I'm filming out of an Allura webcam that was like $60. So I'm using a different audio. I have a microphone plugged in, going through YouTube Live Studio right now. But you can do a lot with just a cell phone, even early cell phone, 720p, 30 frames a second. That's all you really need. Right now, my feed's in 1080, 30 frames. So I think it looks decent. Let's see, that 2 scenery is going to be a new skill. Yeah, Jamie, when you're ready for scenery stuff, when I make up the Facebook page, send me contacts or whatever. I don't mind if you have FaceTime or whatever. Just let me know. I can run through some tutorial stuff, or if you need help with anything, or if any of you guys need help with stuff. The Facebook page, I said it last week, it was going to be up. I ran into a bunch of issues with trying to get everything done, and then Facebook shut down this past week for other issues, all that stuff. On a free government phone, though, I use the PC for YouTube. Okay. So I know if it can film it, you might be able to look at your specs and see what your camera or whatever does on your phone. I mean, if it's like a flip phone, it is what it is. No worries. I mean, I barely use my cell phone. I use it more now doing YouTube than texting and calling. I was big texting in high school. I got out of that. I just call people now. I'm in my mid-20s now, but when I was in high school, everything was click, 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 texting and on a flip phone, good old days, right? I could write like a whole paragraph on a flip phone. Now it's like someone texts me, it's like, yeah, I'll get back. PC for YouTube. Yeah, I use a Mac. I'm using a 2015 Macintosh or a MacBook Pro that I haven't done anything to it. So it's still hauling. I mean, it's got an i5 processor. I don't know much about computers. I know a little bit to get me through, but it's got an i5. I'm almost out of memory on this thing. I need an external drive, and the battery's going up. But other than that, it works beautifully. What do you use for editing? So I use the so I can find it. The iMovie Studio on my Mac. It's stock. It's like the basic editing software. So yeah, I've been using that since I started YouTube. I haven't used YouTube Studio. They do have a lot of good tools in there to get you started. Basically one day I was writing in people's YouTube channels saying, yeah, I'll get content out. One day I woke up and I was like, I got to film something, it's like I had to push myself to film, and I just used my phone. I'm looking at buying a good camera, but they're so expensive and you really don't need all the bells and whistles to get out there and just film. I just want something that's going to film in 1080p, Has a flip screen, so I can do like selfie shots. Um, Uses user-friendly software, nothing too complex, and then comes with a stock lens, and you can interchange lenses, something simple like that. But already I'm talking that's like $600 to $1,200. It's like I don't have that in the budget right now. I am getting a new cell phone this summer. So you guys will see the good or the better footage, I guess, of that. Basically, let's see. My PC would handle it. Just need a cam to link. Basically, a Chinese knockoff as a GoPro. Yeah, I have one of those GoPro knockoff cameras. It's called oh god, what's that thing called? I can't think of the name. It was from Walmart. It was like $50 or $60. It says like 4K camera. It's one of their brands. And for what I was doing at the time, I was doing aerial photography. I'd send a camera up on a kite and just film like landscapes and stuff. I got into that in school, and I started filming all kinds of landscapes and stuff with that camera. Hey, good night, Southern. Thanks for coming out. Glad you were able to see some of my Pensy stuff run as well. So, but I'll catch you around. And Henry's back. Welcome back. I remember texting on a flip phone. Never want to go back. Oh, geez. Yeah, I remember that. That was my high school. Well, it's funny because I have friends that are a little bit older as well, and basically they would use like a Nokia. It wasn't even a flip phone. It was just a phone. It was a brick, and you would butt dial people when that was a thing. I remember my old flip phone was a Samsung free phone from Verizon. It was like my first phone ever. My parents were like, "You're getting a free phone," and basically the reason why I got a phone, it wasn't because I was like the spoiled kid or whatever. It was because I was going in the woods and exploring. And basically my parents were like, we want a phone to know if you're okay. It wasn't like, I was like the hip kid in school. I was like the trained, engineering nerd in school and music nerd. So yeah, I didn't want a phone to like impress anybody. It was a flip phone for free. I remember my friend had a Nokia that played the Jurassic Park theme that he had to pay like 2 or 3 cents a phone call to the ringtone company. Like this is the stuff I remember when phones came out, like cell phones. Yeah, kite cam. I got into that because where I went to college for geography, we couldn't fly drones or anything that wasn't tethered because we were in a no-fly zone because of the uh, Baltimore Washington International Airport was down the street. So if we flew a drone, they'd be like, they'd come out and basically take it down. We could film anything tethered to the ground. So I was like, well, I'll get on a kite and just start filming. It was so much fun. I'm not sure what Nikki is doing. She is probably, I don't know. Southern Wisconsin. So I was surprised to see BNSF. I was so happy to see BNSF and Burlington Northern just BN rolling stock and freight cars. When I went out to Seattle, well, like a few years ago, like 5 or 6 years ago, and I love the paint scheme on their engines. They were gorgeous compared to like CSX down here. Those engines were rough. I mean, they were missing, blotches of paint and like stuff all over them. All kinds of stuff like, around Baltimore City and basically they were just in disrepair. And actually CSX was in a recent derailment, I think this week out of Cincinnati, Ohio. I saw Jawtooth covered that. His channel is awesome for live. I don't know if you guys check that out at all, but definitely check out his channel. It's just all one word, Jawtooth. He does all kinds of stuff. You fell in the basement last week, needed medics. Holy crap. I hope you're okay. I hope you're doing better. Oh, you're okay. You weren't hurt. I'm sorry. I didn't see the comment. It just came through. I'm glad to hear that you're okay. Nikki is like 4 floors under me right now. You have a BNSF and a hub south of town. That's awesome. I mean, I wish we had Burlington Northern around us. I believe now we just have Jamie could probably attest to this too. We only have Amtrak, CSX, and a Norfolk Southern. And from my understanding, it's basically Norfolk Southern uses old Pensy lines. The B&O stuff is mostly CSX, and Amtrak runs on the old Pensy passenger line, old lines of that. Norfolk Southern, CSX, yep, Amtrak, yep. And Jamie, we have the I saw RJ covered a video. I don't know if it's the same railroad or not, but there's a railroad around me called the ESPN, which is the Eastern Pennsylvania Railroad or something like that, and that's right up the street in York. They have a weird looking engine. It's an old GP9 that's I like the paint scheme. It's just odd. It's green with yellow striping. That's called the ESPN, not the Sporting Network, but the railroad. Tripped on a carpet. Yeah, I did that the other day. Our Catzilla, she's downstairs. Gemma's away from the train garden today. She's been acting up. So yeah, she was messing with the carpet downstairs, and we actually I tripped on it earlier today. Fell into the dining chairs that are down there, so that was fun. Reading and Northern, west of the Lehigh Valley. Is that still an active route? I'd love to check that out if it is. RJ was down in Quakertown, south of Lehigh Valley, caught some stuff I hadn't seen before. Yeah, that was the video I commented. I was like, hey, we have ESPN around us too. And I looked it up. Our ESPN is only a short line that runs a little stretch in York, but I definitely want to film that. But I think they only work a few days a week. And last time I saw, I think that they're running like coil cars, like the old covered coil cars. Hoping for another stem. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm just worried they're going to make us pay taxes on the stem checks. I'm nervous about that. I'm going to have all kinds of surprises with this year, but I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I've heard yes and no with the checks, but that'd be awesome. It would definitely go to a good cause to help improve our home and such. Reading and Northern is growing, mostly coal, tanker, freight. They run Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway out of Jim Thorpe plus other passenger. Then I'll have to check that out, Jamie. Are you over there? Are you over that way near that railroad and such? Disabled and wheelchair yet, but slower than a snail. I'm pretty slow too. My dad used to say even though I was running as fast as I can, I sure wasn't going anywhere. So don't worry about it. I can't run. I tried running when I was doing the gym stuff like we talked about last week. I can't run very fast. They aren't taxable. Okay, yeah, that's awesome news. Yeah, that would be great because I mostly just used it for utilities and such because this winter's been, it fluctuates and it's my first time paying for utilities and such. So it's been a whole experience. Halfway between Bethlehem and Jim Thorpe, got up to Jim Thorpe often last year. Yeah, like I said, when I make the Facebook page, just reach out. I might be able to if you want to maybe collaborate on some stuff out there, because like I said, I'm all new to these larger towns of PA. So if you're interested in that, I'll let you guys know when the Facebook is up, and we'll get that going. Mornings are spent watching. Yeah, me too. Fortunately enough, I don't have any college debt. I have friends that are in tons of debt with college stuff. I was able to take advantage of some programs that helped me get through school in one piece. But I have friends that are like, yeah, we need another STEM check to pay for college stuff, because their loans and such are, they're reoccurring. They haven't stopped. They still want their money. You know what I mean? So it's complicated. I currently own, so that would be awesome to look into. I'm actually, yeah, this is it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I think Wicked, we were talking about spray booth stuff before. Did you end up checking out that Amazon stuff that we were talking about the last time? I think it was a few weeks ago, I believe. Meet up in Jim Thorpe's. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like I said, when this Facebook is up, it's gonna be so much easier to talk to you guys and do meetups or whatnot, or even just collaborate on some stuff. Be awesome. Yeah, not a problem. That'd be awesome to learn how to do all that. Like I said, I'm also new to PA, local stuff and all that good stuff. Yeah, I forgot the name of my spray set, but let's see. Yeah, Wicked. I'll show you the spray guns that I have if I can find them. So I cleared off the workbench, and I'll actually spin you guys around. Hey, what's up, Heath? How's it going? If you guys haven't checked out, I always forget how to say it. It's Humanity City, correct? Because I love that logo. I love the script on there. But yeah, I'll show you guys the well, for Wicked. So I'll show him the it's the spray bottle kit, the compressor, and all that is in the box. So unfortunately, I can't dig that out. It's covered with power tools and such. I haven't used my air sprayer yet, but this week I might experiment doing some weathering type stuff on some cars that I received. Like I have a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, Heath is awesome, and I'm not blaming Heath now, but on Fridays during my lunch break, I blame Heath when they used to do the when they do the collaborative stream. It's so much fun, and just running trains and listening to all the guys running stuff, and even stuff I don't understand. I mean, it's such a great community, and yeah, I always look forward to that. I mean, I can blame Heath now because he's in the stream, but other than that, I can't blame him for the most of the time. So this is the spray gun that the kit from Amazon came with. Here, I fix the camera. Sorry, guys. Shaking a little bit. So this is the spray gun that came with the kit. This is one of them. It's called Point Zero. So check that out, Wicked. These are very nice. I mean, I'm sure they're all knockoff like Chinese sprayers, but it comes with the whole kit. You actually get, this is just one of them. They give you two different spray guns in that kit. One of them has the style that it's a bottom feed instead of having the reservoir up here. This is for like detail stuff, and you have a controllable sprayer on top, or it's a variable sprayer. So I think you also have an airflow control in the back here with this nut. Then this all opens up. I don't want to spill out all the parts. This all opens up like that, so you can clean it out. What issues did you guys have? I missed your guys' stream. I was actually out with the girlfriend getting groceries and stuff, and I saw the stream, and then she's like, "We got to go home." Yeah, those are the better air kits. I basically bought this kit. I'm trying to get it back together. There it goes. This is all stainless. I mean, this is all. I believe these are all made of like surgical steel. This is a knockoff Amazon kit. So I think it was like $150. It came with, like I said, 2 spray guns, 2 reservoirs, like a little pipette. It's in the box here, like a little eyedropper, so you can put paint everywhere. But that's a much better option for the kit. You might have blown up a Z skill. Oh God. Well, if it makes you feel better, I got up here to the train garden, right? So here I'll basically I had a fun issue like that today. So I'm gonna put this away and I'll show you guys. And I'll dim my computer down so you guys can't spy on me. But so let's see. So basically, on my panel, this I didn't realize this because the switches technically act as a ground. The contacts on the back of my switches were shorting out, so I actually blew a power supply because the back wires of these were touching my back plate here, which is a ground because of these switches here. For some reason, it wired up as a ground or a common ground. So that was fun. I had to replace a circuit breaker on that, and I actually swapped out power supplies. So we all make mistakes, right? Yeah, actually, the camera I'm using, I'm trying to get my hands on like a really good like DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera. So I ended up picking up this Aloratech webcam, and it shoots in 1080/30. So it was the only cameras they had left at Best Buy. They were completely sold out of like the Logi series or Logitechs. Completely sold out of that stuff. So I picked this one up. I think it was like $70. And then also I bought a light ring that sits in the back corner. But eventually, so let me read some other stuff. But yeah, thanks for the compliment on that. I appreciate it. It's a little bright. The camera actually has a light ring on it you can adjust. And they're like, it's a USB camera. It works pretty well. And I'm using Mac because I know Heath used Macs as well from what I saw in your stream. At least it wasn't O-Skill. Yeah, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna blow any of my O-Skill stuff up yet. I plan on buying some electric railroad stuff. When that happens, yes, I might blow up a loco. I'm actually going to put a sound system in these guys here, at least one of them. Want a better webcam. I use the 12-year-old DSLR for my. Yeah, I love that camera. I saw that in your gear video. That was awesome. It looks great, and you went over the specs too. And you were even saying like you've had it for years, so it's awesome. Build a PC for streaming. Yeah, I'm actually using a 2015 MacBook Pro for everything. I use what's the software? I think it's called Clean My Mac software. It's like $30 a year. You hit that, it will swipe your computer. It'll find all kinds of nasty files, and if you have like malware and stuff, just from using all kinds of stuff. That what's the I can't think of it. If you use Google Chrome, sometimes things get through, and it will find malware and based in Chrome and stuff. So because my computer was attacked, and I got clean my Mac or whatever, it works great. The same Mac Pro as you. Yeah, I mean, these things are tanks, and it's got an i5 processor, 8 gigs of RAM. The only complaint I have is the flash storage is weak. It only has like 130 gigs of storage, and then by the time you put your OS on it, I think the OS takes up like 40 or 50 gigs. Or the newest update like killed my Mac. I can't update it anymore. I'll have no space. I think I'm running High Sierra right now, or El Capitan. I'm not sure what OS it's on. 250 gig drive, nearly full. That's the one I can't update. I can't update to Big Sur, or is that? I don't know if that's the real. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I can't update to that because it will fill up my computer completely. I'll have like 2 gigs of space. Yeah, I was having security issues with it first. That's when, so nothing bad was through the internet. Like I didn't look up anything bad or buy anything on any weird websites. Basically, I updated my computer to the last update before Big Sur. I did that. Then it said my MacBook was compromised. I got all these emails from Apple, and they were legit. I called them, and they said like you have a malware issue and someone's in your files. And every time I go on Safari, it would show up as Yahoo instead of Google. So then I downloaded that app. Everything worked great. Big Sur on the browsing laptop, streaming computer still on. That must be the one I'm on, Catalina. It works great. I mean, no issues now. I cleaned it up. In college, my main desktop, which I still own, had to be nuked and booted because it had some Russian virus it came through the software I was using for school, just the sharing software, screen sharing software for collaborating. But here, I'll run some stuff for you guys. I'll get these the B&Os running for y'all, and actually turn the light down a little bit. There we go. These Williams engines run a little bit quieter, so I can actually talk to you guys when they're going around. Oh, Heath, I actually fixed the browsing issue during like your guys' streams, and it was because I was using Safari. So now I'm using actual Chrome instead of Safari. So everything's working out really well. Between that and the cat, basically destroying our modem when we weren't home, that was fun too. All right, I put the Amtrak up top, so hopefully it won't derail on us. Hopefully. As it just derails. Of course. And also, my signalman's been drinking a little bit. He's been having some adult beverages. He actually fell. You can actually see he fell down from the balcony. So the signalman should actually be. Let's see. He should be up here. I actually have to glue it back for like the third time. It's because the light bulb in here cooks the entire model. Like this is actually very warm, and the glue broke off of the figurine, so he's just gonna be sitting up there until I can fix him. But that's all wired up, so the guy actually comes down. North Shore. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see that. That's awesome. Yeah, I was never able to talk to engineers growing up. We had we have a CSX main line that went by my school as well. And basically when we would like run up to the engine and take pictures and stuff, and we would get screamed at by the engineers. They were coming through kind of fast. It was a straightaway track, and we found all kinds of stuff. We found like insulators down there, old spikes. Actually, I have a couple of spikes from those journeys, and we actually called up with a maintenance crew. And this is a more modern spike, and let's see if I can get it in frame here. Yeah, so this is a more modern mechanically forged spike. You can see it's like really smooth in here, not very pitted. It's old, but it's mass manufactured, mass produced. And this is a rail spike probably from 20 to 40 years ago, I want to say. Nothing too crazy. But my oldest spike in the collection is probably almost, I'd say 100 plus years old. I'll grab that really quick. This whole room up here is like a museum, but this is the other spike. You can see how much shorter it is, and also it's pitted, it's hand forged. I mean, this thing was forged with, hammers, and they probably produced as much as they could, but they manufactured one, or the mass produced one, they actually marked it with yellow paint as one of the ones that had to come up. You can see it's bent. So they probably bent that on the way up. This one is from down the street from our railroad in town. That's probably one of the oldest railroads in the area. But guys, I'm going to sign out for the night, or sign off. Been doing this for 2 hours and almost 22 minutes. So I want to thank you guys for being here and making this awesome experience as always. And thank you all for joining in. Love hearing from you guys too. And I'm going to get the Facebook page up and running as well. And I also I'm going to try to go to some locations this week that, like I said before, abandoned locations or old abandoned railroad locations to get some cool footage in there. Not a problem, Jamie. Yeah, I'm going to make the Facebook page tonight to try to get that up and rolling, so I can let you guys know about stuff until I get the YouTube community stuff worked out. I think that happens at 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I think I'm at 52 subscribers. So we're getting there. I mean, this channel's growing. But until then, I'm going to probably talk to you guys using the Facebook application. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you everyone for participating, and anyone rewatching. Thank you so much. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell. We're going live every Monday night. I'm actually trying to push it back to 8 p.m. It seems like we have a better response rather than 7 p.m. So yeah, I can't wait for that. Yeah, 1,000 subs, and that's, it is what it is. I'll do my work. I'll put in the work to get 1,000 subs, and hopefully more. So, but you guys have been great. Thank you so much, and I'm signing off. Have a great night.